Groundhog Day 2026. Punxsutawney Phil predicts 6 more weeks of winter. On February 2, 2026, thousands of spectators gathered before dawn at Gobbler's Knob in Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania to witness one of America's most whimsical seasonal traditions, Groundhog Day. As the sun peeked over the horizon, Punxsutawney Phil, the famed groundhog known as the seer of seers, saw his shadow, a sign that, according to folklore, heralds 6 more weeks of winter. Bundled against frigid temperatures, often dipping into the low single digits Fahrenheit, well below freezing, tens of thousands braved the cold to catch a glimpse of the creature that has become a cultural touchstone for winter weather prognostication. A tradition steeped in folklore. Groundhog Day has its roots in European agricultural customs brought to the United States in the 18th century by German immigrants, who initially used hedgehogs as the weather predictors. In Pennsylvania, where hedgehogs were scarce, groundhogs took on the role. The tradition was first formalized in Punxsutawney in 1887, and it has grown into a major annual spectacle. February 2nd falls midway between the winter solstice and spring equinox, making it an old seasonal marker for weather and agricultural lore. Historically, Candlemas, a Christian festival around the same date, played into beliefs about weather outcomes based on whether the day was sunny or cloudy. The holiday's modern popularity soared after the release of the 1993 film Groundhog Day, starring Bill Murray, embedding the day in pop culture around the world. What Phil's forecast means and doesn't. According to tradition, when the groundhog emerges from his burrow and sees his shadow, he retreats back inside, signaling that winter weather will persist for about 6 more weeks. If he does not see his shadow, it's said to signal an early spring. Despite the confidence of revelers and handlers alike, Phil's track record as a weather forecaster is far from scientific. Data from the U.S. National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, NOAA, puts his historical accuracy at around 30 to 40%, meaning he is correct less often than not when compared to actual seasonal weather patterns. Other groundhog predictors, like Staten Island Chuck in New York, have historically boasted higher accuracy rates in informal comparisons, though none of these animal forecasts are based on meteorological science. Meteorologists note that Groundhog Day predictions are folklore rather than forecasts rooted in atmospheric science. Experts point out that late winter typically is still winter in meteorological terms, with the vernal equinox more than 6 weeks away, but large-scale weather patterns like La Nina or the Arctic Oscillation play a much bigger role in how the remainder of the season unfolds than a groundhog's shadow. The festival at Gobbler's Knob. The early morning event has grown into a festival with its own traditions and pageantry. Members of the Groundhog Club's inner circle, identifiable by their tuxedos and top hats, handle Phil and interpret his forecast in groundhogese to an eager crowd. Attendees also enjoy music, food, and the communal experience of marking winter's halfway point. Cooler headgear and snacks are staples as watchers endure the cold chill, with mixed reactions ranging from laughter and cheers to groans at the prospect of more wintry weather. Beyond Punxsutawney, Groundhog Day events take place across the United States, Canada, and even abroad, with local animals, from other groundhogs to possums and other critters, offering their own playful forecasts. In some places, predictions vary. While Phil and several other weather critters predicted more winter in 2026, others forecasted an early spring in their regions. Why people still celebrate? Despite its questionable meteorological reliability, Groundhog Day endures because it represents something deeper than a weather forecast: community, tradition, and the shared human desire to usher out winter and welcome spring. It's a day that blends folklore, festivity, and a lighthearted pause in the long stretch of cold months.
Okay, usually we have guests come up on stage and take pictures. But it is so cold this year, we're afraid to keep Phil out in the cold for so long. So I apologize. So what we're going to do is AJ's going to come up to the front of the stage, and we're going to ask you to turn around and do a selfie. That's the best we're going to be able to do this morning. So I apologize for that.